So this is the Baby Angel Geronimo editions. KhoodeelaarTV television channel broadcasting the special installments of the Baby Angel Geronimo Manifesto for Animals and Society. This is timed at 22 hours GMT on Friday the 2nd of February 2024. The latest edition of the fortnightly publication by Ian P. contains the usual collection of fact-based stories about the dysfunctional state of the law, including a piece centering on events in 2014, showing the relationship between the conservatives and the Fujitsu company. What private lie doesn't do, it doesn't use the word or the term corruption, but that is what the items are all about. British state corruption. And where is the one that... So on the back pages, let's say, there are these items about the various states of dysfunction. In British law, there is a look-alike couple of photographs showing John Cleese as Balfour, the man that coined the Balfour Declaration of June 1917 that set up the State of Israel. And in the corruptly compromised page called Rotten Boroughs, there is hardly any coverage of the rotten councils of England. And everything that this edition has is about corruption in the councils. But the concept of corruption, the idea of corruption, the word corruption is not used. This is happening in the week, let's say, or fortnight, coinciding with the clamor for increasing vital services will be reduced, including children's care services, etc. But none of these items has any connection with the reality of the councils that are crooked, and councils that are crookedly fouling and flouting the legal obligations every single day, including the fact that there is nothing in any of the items about the rotten boroughs concerning the routine breaches, of the safeguarding children duties, as notoriously exposed in the case of London Borough Tower Hamlets Council, which has been allowed to get away with its failure to carry out, to discharge the safeguarding the children duties in relation to the 3 schoolgirls whose arrival in Syria in February 2015 was shown on television for the first time, and which children had been betrayed by Tower Hamlets Council over 10 years prior to their appearance in the news items in February 2015. So there is no discussion about that in the newspapers, that the councils claiming to be short of money are actually routinely committing breaches of their legal duties, including the duties owed to these 3 girls, Shamima Begum, Amira Abbasi, and their friend. We shall be continuing to cite all these evidence items, including the fact that the Grenfell Tower massacre of June 2017 is, of course, similar Of the, let's say on a scale of 100, 1 to 100, the contents of the so-called national newspapers in Britain about the British so-called politics cover actually 5% of the facts. And the 95% is bullshit, rubbish, deception, cover up, concealment. And then if you extrapolate that amount of predominantly corrupt role played by the newspapers and apply the extrapolated value on the titles that subscribe to the British Western media, newspapers, the African, the Asian continental ones, then you can see that the magnification of the corruption by those media is worse than on industrial scale. For instance, the multiple long-term secret court, kangaroo court conviction, sentencing of Imran Khan in Pakistan has received hardly any mention in the British papers. Now, Imran Khan has not been given fair trial at all. And in addition to the two that he has been framed for the 25-year prison sentence, there are more than 150 still outstanding criminal cases against him, which means that he will have to live for 1,000 years to serve the plotted terms of the imprisonment that he is being plotted to be condemned to. So if we take a look back at the UK DEFRA criminal organization that plotted the harassment against BabyAngelGeronimo and used some of the things that the Pakistan fascistic secret bureaucracy applied against Imran Khan, it becomes very clear that in the United Kingdom, there is no due process as objectively defined, and there is no rule of law as objectively defined, because BabyAngelGeronimo filed objections through the so-called High Court, and the so-called High Court completely got exposed as the corrupt wing, the corrupt judicial wing of the UK central government department and executive. There is no evidence against baby angel Geronimo. There has never been, on which the baby angel Geronimo can be even mildly criticized, because baby angel Geronimo has always been in the best of health, biological health, physical health. The baby angel Geronimo has never been infected with bovine tuberculosis or anything. And yet these judges, so-called Griffiths and Murray, acted as the rubber stamps for the crooks at UK DEFRA and openly, brazenly violated the objectively defined rule of law and the due process, and said that the Secretary of State, that is the UK government, could ignore the evidence, ignore the fact that baby angel Geronimo is innocent, is free from any infection, including any infection of bovine tuberculosis. There has been no outcry. Really, there has been no outcry in the so-called freedom Sabi British newspapers against this fascistic suppression of the evidence and the rule of law and the due process. So applying the same rule that the judges, so-called in the High Court, Griffiths and Murray, played in sucking up to the crooks in the DEFRA department, it is quite clear that similar courts, similar High Court judges sitting in the High Court on other cases brought against the corruption practiced by the UK government would behave as rubber stamps for the government. So the private lie feature about the 2014 dinner party and the donations by Fujitsu to the Conservative Party is not only exceptional, it's the norm. So we shall be talking about all of those as part of the Baby Angel Geronimo manifesto for animals and society. This particular item is being ended at 22 hours, 21 hours GMT on Friday the 2nd of February 2024.